Good morning all. Yes, sir. Hope everyone is good. Hope everyone is well. Happy today's Tuesday. Let's get it. Just fix this thing here. Okay. There we go. All right. CPI. Damn, do I see Sankeet there? Bro, long time, my friend. Hope you're doing well, brother. He's back from the submarine. All right. Who we got here in chat? Welcome. Let's see what's going on. Gold obviously pumping here from the lows. It's a very important zone here. So we're going to discuss about that. Of course, today's CPI day. We're going to also discuss about that. We're going to do a full update. Let's first run the analysis here. See if we have any immediate options. Major daily support that we've been bouncing off twice now. Third time we're bouncing. We haven't confirmed the bounce. We confirmed these two other bounce by actually closing the daily bullish. Here we didn't close the daily bullish yet, but we are getting 4-hour candles starting to move up here. Doesn't mean we're full bullish here and we can start sending price and expecting a full reversal. News will have some heavy impact on this. Now the important thing here is that we are reaching into this previous 4-hour support which we just tapped around here. Slightly lower on this. 1-hour time frame is showing us rejection from there. 30-minute time frame showing us rejection. 15-minute time frame showing us rejection. So after this candle, buying after such a candle like this is not going to be a smart idea. But what's nice is price is pulling back. So now we start to grab the liquidity that we need in order to try continue this trend if it wants to continue here. So we'll be looking for price to retest into this type of zone here, anywhere into here, some sort of supports. We can go test that 4-hour again. If we're going to flip around from here, technically we do have previous daily bearish here, so we can actually look for some sort of sell setup. I would need to see a little bit more for a sell setup because we are very bullish at the moment. I don't want to immediately sell this here. If we move to nasdaq, okay, and we see how nasdaq is forming, we have previous daily here closing bearish as well. Same type of similar concept with strong daily supports. We have 4-hour time frame as well, giving us a bearish candle close. So technically I'm gonna count this as mixed bias because it's a liquidity grab close breaking the high. We've tapped previous 4-hour. If this does not want to continue from this previous range here, like gold, then I can expect some sells. The nice thing on nasdaq is we actually have a range here. So if we leave this range, we're gonna have a break of structure, rejection of 4-hour, fake out above the level, plus a close below here, and then I can start to send some sort of sell setups towards the downside. Check that on 5. Yeah, same support here on 5. If we respect this zone here, we see bounces, wicks, whatever, then yeah, we can actually start to continue the buys, fill this wick here and continue a little bit higher here. So we will be able to run both directions today, and it does make sense. If I'm having a look at DAX here on the other hand, DAX is already front running 2 minutes. We could close below here on DAX. Personally, I'm not trading DAX before they open at the moment. Daily time frame is closing bearish, not as much as a rejection zone as we have on nasdaq and gold. 4-hour time frame is at pretty strong rejection zone. Same mixed bias here. 1-hour time frame showing us rejection from a tiny 1-hour, not really a major zone. 30-minute is at a solid resistance here. Solid 30-minute up here as well. 50-minute now is trying to break structure here in 2 minutes. We will have a successful break of structure. If this closes deep for people trading early, it's not going to be the most ideal, but this is the scenario I want to see on nasdaq and then sell below here. So nasdaq could actually close below in this candle itself. I would prefer the next candle, but we're going to keep an eye on it here. Gold on the other hand also pulling back, so we'll need some sort of supports here. And honestly, today when there's volume like this, it's not a very difficult day to make a plan because we're not stuck in like super tight ranges like this. Like if we were trading from somewhere like this or inside here, we'd have to be okay, we need to wait for price to leave this zone here, and you have to wait, you know, 15, 20, 15, 30, 45, 1 hour and 15 minutes before you actually get a chance at the setup. And then of course this candle could just blast through and you never get a setup. So that's one of the frustrating parts of trading people tend to forget, is that you could have that same similar scenario, and it's very frustrating, but you can't do anything about it. Your job here is to follow a plan and get the most probable outcome to win your trades. Okay, so this is the idea for today. We're going to discuss about CPI. I just want to see how these candles close here, both on gold and on NASDAQ here. So if you enjoyed the analysis, leave a like on the stream. Will help out. And yeah, let's see what happens at the supports. Obviously, we need to wait like 15 minutes more for some sort of support candle to form before we try gold upside. It is a nice pullback. We definitely have range now. This should be at least 70 pips, 89 pips. Wow, so bigger range. But you know, by the time a candle closes bullish, it might close 35 pips up. It's gonna make our range smaller, and you know, we'll still have a 40-ish pip range here. So and that's it, you know. Do you keep separate win rates for live trading? 90% of my trade is live trading, because I trade live in New York session with the group and I trade live in London session with the group. So at the end of the day, I'm trading 90%. I do have a separate journal for my NY, yes. For my London stream, I do have one journal, which is this. Now that I'm streaming Tuesday and Thursdays, I do keep, you know, I put a little bit of a segment here to say that. But yeah. Harry, you took anything on NY Trump news? We were close to taking something on NY Trump news, and then Trump news came and then it messed up. I wanted to take a buy actually yesterday after this liquidity grab after Trump news here, but was waiting for a little bit more confirmation. So I didn't take it instead there. So we'll see what happens. We'll let a few more people come in. Once a few more people come in, we'll run a full CPI analysis. So let's get at least 200 people in here. Why you don't trade gbpjpy anymore? For a long time, gbpjpy was moving like shit. This is shit. So this is the problem with gbpjpy. Can you see how many liquidity wicks there are? It's just ranging. This is a 15-minute time frame. And then all of a sudden, you get good price action. And you have to be there at the exact time there's good price action. Otherwise, you get stuck in hours and hours and hours of range. Like, look at this. This is 5 days. 5 days of going in the same place and wicking low and doing nothing. And you come to a session. Imagine we come to London here and I'm only trading GJ. What am I supposed to do? We start here. You're just ranging. Let's say you try to get a 1-to-1, right? You take the breakout, for example, like back in the day. You put your stop loss here. And you're like, yes, let me just get a 1-to-1 here, right? And you aim for the 1-to-1. And just before the 1-to-1, right? Just before, bam, it dumps and doesn't give you a 1-to-1. You know, spreads these days are higher on GJ as well. Stops you out. It's like, it's not moving the same way it moved before. We need more volume. We need clarity from the JPY, and then we're going to see some JPY strength, and then we can start trading this asset again. If you're looking at assets like NASDAQ that I'm trading, even though recently we range, but there is still some sort of trend continuation, right? So there have been some ranges recently, but especially in this phase of NASDAQ, when we were just full upside trending, this was insane to trade. So I want to capitalize off a better market. Right? Why should I make myself suffer and force myself to trade something that is, look at this session, ranging. Now, if you're trading GJ on higher time frame, 4-hour time frame, it's not been that bad. But I prefer to trade on session basis. But on 4-hour time frame, like buying from here, full big stop loss here, allowing it to range, and then catching trades fine, catching these pullbacks fine. Even 1-hour time frame sometimes is good, but sometimes, look, like, you know, even if you're taking 1-hour positions here, we range for ages, right? Definitely not going to be a breakout pair. Every single breakout is normally one candle, right? You'll sit for ages in range, and then one candle does the breakout, ages in range. Now you don't get any structure. So it's just a bit complex for that. You have to be trading pullbacks, etc., etc. Harry, you're not trading US 30 and NY? Yeah, yesterday I was placed a sell stop on US 30. It didn't trigger my sell stop. I had a sell stop on US 30, didn't trigger it, bounced it on top step, and then it would have ended up break even anyways. So it didn't make me feel that bad because it would have ended break even. I actually need to add yesterday's London trade. I need to add yesterday's London trade. I did it in the Telegram, but not here. Let's add yesterday's London trade. It was on NASDAQ. Quite a long position it took. Forever, man, to play out. I ended up playing out. You have a Telegram now? Yeah, just an announcement channel. Where did I keep stops yesterday? Oh, right here, tight. Yeah, and also since you haven't been here for a while, we stream on YouTube on Tuesdays and Thursdays now. I'll fill this later so I'm not boring you guys out. I just want to make sure that I post a screenshot so I don't forget to not fill this out. Also, guys in Zoom, check your mics. There's like 20 people mics open. I think the feature was turned off to automatically mute. I just saw. $11.10. Yeah, I'll do the rest later. Just wanted to make sure so I don't forget. This is nice. Grab liquidity. If we fail here, 7 minutes, get below. It's going to give us some nice confidence. Let's check up on gold, trying to create some sort of support here. We want to... This would be good if the 5 minute actually closes bearish because it will show us sellers have taken control. Once we see sellers take control, boom, we want to see the buyers come back in. All right, so let's see 6 minutes how this candle closes. We'll also wait for 6 minutes to do a CPI analysis here. So I want you guys to listen up, take notes, and let's run CPI. We'll also post it in the Telegram here so we can make some notes here. So CPI today. What is CPI? Okay, CPI is a measure of inflation in the US. This is important because inflation affects interest rates. Higher interest rates, bad for market. Lower interest rates, good for market. Okay. After stream, I'll post a summary. Let me record this actually, so I can make a summary. Wait, can I record like this? No, I can't. I want to take notes. Okay, I'll just type it later. I'll type it later and then post it in both sections here. So, how CPI works, okay? I want to be able to take notes. Let me stop sharing on Zoom, and then I'll be able to take notes if I stop sharing on Zoom. See, now I can take notes. Okay, perfect.
Recording in progress.
So, for CPI today, how does this work, CPI? It is a measure of inflation, meaning that we can see how much inflation that there is in a country. High inflation is not good, means things are gonna be really expensive. If inflation is high, they need to keep interest rates higher to bring down inflation. The Fed's target is 2%. They want the target to be 2%. With all of the escalations that's been happening in the Middle East, this has sent, right, inflation all the way up to 4.2 last time, which is really strong number. 2% away from their target. We were going down. If you are going to look at US inflation chart, right, you can see US inflation chart has been doing actually quite good, right? Let's go on to a chart view. Let's go max. Right, it's been coming down. This was from the pandemic, then we came down, and then we were trending slower to that 2%. Ranging between that 2 to 3% is normal. All of a sudden we ticked up, bam. Why did that happen? Because we saw this escalation happen in the Middle East now. They're expecting today for numbers to come down. So if the numbers do come down, this is going to be positive for interest rates. You're going to see the whole market become buoyant. Everything is going to go up, okay? Gold is going to go up. You're going to see the stock market go up. The market's going to price this in as something positive. But the issue is, can we really believe that we're going to come down 0.4% on a month-to-month basis when recent escalations have already happened? So if we make a CPI plan, and we have two plans. First plan is going to be able to trade after the news. The next plan is going to be able to trade before the news. Now, before the news, I can't make an analysis now. I need to see where the market is right before that. After the news, we have two outcomes. If the numbers come back worse than expected, meaning we tick up to 4%, 4.1%, even 3.9%, we are going to see more of a bearish moment happen in the market. So this pullback is going to be eaten up, and we can look for bearish continuation. If news spikes up first, still, I believe we will see bearish continuation, and I'll be looking for more downside in the overall market. If we see numbers come back as expected or better than expected, I don't see it coming back better than expected. If it does, that's a big shock. You're going to see a huge candle on CPI move towards one direction. In the current standpoint, with what's happening in escalations, it's hard for me to believe, okay? It's hard for me to believe that we are going to see it be super easy and rates come down this fast, right? Sorry, inflation come down this fast. So I believe that this speech that's going to be talked about is going to be very important. Remember, this is 30 minutes after NYSE open. Today is a very heavy day. 1 hour before NYSE open, we have the news. Then 30 minutes after NYSE open, the Fed is speaking. So we need to be very careful, because he's not going to give good signals like Jerome Powell did. But what will he will speak about is basically how he feels. He will give a direction if the Fed is more hawkish or dovish. So that is it. That is what we can expect for CPI. My personal plan, I think I'm going to full send one account before the CPI news. But I need to see where we are. And then I'm going to trade normally after CPI based on the analysis I just gave you. All right. That is going to be my plans here. So There we go, recording done.
Recording stopped.
So hopefully that makes sense, and in good time just before this 15-minute close. So leave a like on the stream for that analysis. I will be putting notes in the Telegram just for you guys. So gold will go up if inflation goes back to the 3-2% range, or it goes down only tick 4%, 4.1. If CPI comes back higher inflation, gold will go down. If CPI comes back higher inflation, gold will go down. If we see it come back as expected, it will help gold to go up as expected. It's not going to come down to the 3-2% in one day, but that was their target. All right, so gold closing here. If we can get a good bottom wick here and start to break the high, there's a potential chance now to actually take some longs here, attempt some longs towards the upside. We double check NAS here, didn't close below structure. So I want to see some form of bottom wick form and then a break of high. Once we break the high, we can see if we can get some upside. So there's no bottom wick yet. It's not valid. So I want to see a proper bottom wick. I have a tiny one on my broker, but not convinced with that yet. Yeah, that's better now. So let's see. This is the only zone we need to be careful about. Do you have another channel for NY live trades? I trade NY in my community. So every day we go live in my community. If you want to apply to be part of that, that is open. You can check out this website here. It will explain everything, so I don't have to explain it here. There you go. So literally going to be a one-to-one once we get towards the highs here, you see. So we will need some nice volume. London opens in 15 minutes, could be a trap. Yeah, it could be, but then I'll just get trapped, right? I don't have anything yet to indicate that it is going to be a trap just yet. I have a previous 4 hour where the wicks are on gold. Which one? Yeah, this being crossed through twice. 1 wick, 2. So this is 1, 2. If I consider that, I mean, if it reacts off it and I lose because of that, then I guess that's what it is. But in general, when we've crossed through on the 4 hours something through twice like this, I can't really consider it. Otherwise, I have too many lines. I'm waiting for 1 hour to close to sell NAS. Yeah, I'll sell NAS as well. I don't mind to sell NAS. I do want the close as well. We didn't get the close. 1 hour closing bearish will be nice, but we have 11 minutes. So whichever one is going to trigger me first. We'll see which one triggers me first. This is nice now, making good size bottom wick here. So we need to see if it wants to break the high. Give my order a little bit of gap. Yeah, something like that. Let me post that link in case you missed the CPI analysis. I'll post a small summary later. And then in the exclusive group, I'll post an in-depth summary as well. A little bit more detail for that. But we'll have a good summary, don't worry. Gift for me to you guys. But if Fed hike the rates on Dixie will go up or down. If they hike rates, Dixie will go up. But this is not about rates today. Today is about inflation data. But higher inflation will not tell them to hike the rates, but it will keep them from reducing the rates, and it will keep them probably holding rates. And if inflation doesn't improve, then they're going to have to be forced to increase rates. Today news? Yes, today is the news. Let me check if I have a bottom wick on my broker here on this 5, because otherwise I don't trust it. I don't. So I'm gonna, actually, yeah, I do. Okay. I thought I didn't. I want to double check on futures as well. GC is a gap up, so that kind of counts as a bottom wick on gap ups. Based on a 15-minute candle here, so GC slips 0.6. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, on GC, it's definitely triggered on GC. Can you share TS exclusive live trading results? Yeah, it's in the Telegram, man. Just join the Telegram link. I posted up there. Let me pin it. I posted all there. We're like 88% win rate, something like that. What's the Telegram used for? I just post a bit of updates for people who are not in the exclusive group, just to see what trades we take, what I'm doing, just another avenue. How long till this 15 closes? 15 here closes in 6 minutes, so we still have time. If this 15 closes weak, I still keep it. What's URL for Telegram? This one. I got triggered in futures. It broke the high. Yeah, I saw futures. Futures definitely broke the high, but it gapped up. I mean, futures looks like, let me see MGC. Futures is very different. Oh, if you look at MGC, man, it's like flew at the high, man. That is like 11 pips. IC broke high. Yeah, mine wicked. I just kept a little gap if you heard me move my position. So let's see, 6 minutes for this 15, 4 minutes now for this. If the 15 closes like this, I'll cancel my order because it doesn't make sense anymore. I'm wondering if I should wait 4 minutes anyways for the 1 hour close. Because 1 hour is going to be a bit sketchy here. Because I wanted the 1 hour to close weak. You know, now the 1 hour is going to close bearish here. So maybe it's just better to wait for the 1 hour close before I take another entry. It's only 3 minutes. Yeah, I think I'm going to remove the order because I'm just going to wait for the 1 hour. If in 3 minutes this flips and flies, okay, it's going to be annoying. I'm going to miss the position, but I just want to see the 30 close. Yeah, we also have NQ setting up here, so we can always take NQ if I miss, but you know, 3 minutes we might dump down a bit too much. Let's just see. We'll just be patient here. 30-minute looks perfect here. 5-minute would be nice if it actually closed bullish here, give us some structure. Let me remove this line so it's clear. If this closes doji here, I don't know with this 1 hour. I actually wanted this to trigger pretty early, like break the high quickly, and then we start to close the 1 hour weak, like somewhere here. So entering now after the 1 hour, if it closes like this, it's not very confidence inducing. I might take NASDAQ. Is it not better to wait for a second candle or break of structure? I mean, it's only the first pullback here. It's not a super deep pullback. If it was a super deep pullback, yeah, then we should wait for breaks of structures. Okay, let's see NASDAQ here. 1 minute 50 seconds. It's not bad if we can close here. What's stop loss looking like? 36. Let's calculate. All right, so we will have the 1 hour close as well. 30-minute close here as well. 15-minute candle close as well. Let's see last 20 seconds. want to see a top wick though. Oh man, no top wick. I didn't have time to enter. Oh man. Literally, before I could even enter it, it didn't give me any form of top wick. Like I had to place the order basically before. That was way too fast. That would have been a nice trade, man. Look at this push. Literally jumped down. Let's see, there might be a retest, huh? We barely have any 5-minute structure, so there could be a retest and I can get back in. So I'm gonna check that out. Someone took it on the 5-minute. Yeah, that makes sense, man. We were looking at gold, but this makes sense. What happened to gold? Open dumped? Yeah. 15 close bearish? Yeah. This can still set up now, but look at this 1 hour candle close. Very deep 1 hour candle close. So you want to be a bit patient here. So let's be a bit patient. Harry, that good video yesterday about the 111 thing? Yeah, it is good. What's your opinion on PAX USD? What is PAX USD, bro? Is 1 to 2 trades a day a game changer? Yeah, it does help a lot. It does help a lot. Man, this is nice, man. I just wish it gave a little bit of times. Open dump, especially on a 1 hour, just at least 3 seconds of a top wick. Like, that's minimum. I want to just see 3 seconds. Just allow me to place the sell stop. I think the only way you get it on this on the open is if you, even if you press market sell, like you have to, on the last second, you have to basically press it. Otherwise, it's too fast. But now I can wait for a retest, so we're going to see. Gold, we can try set up 5 soon. Market sell, you would have been slipped. I tried. Yeah, it's hard. I saw it. It just opened super fast, man. Now I'm just waiting for a retest, though. If we can get a retest. Trading while charging the car. Well, if you does your car have a screen where you can put the trading chart? Where would you have placed stop loss on NAS? Above the 15-minute candle, back inside the range. Here, like that. A little bit of gap. Something like this. But with a bit of gap like this. Above that 1 minute. Why are you looking for sells on NAS? We had a very bullish morning. We've tapped a 4-hour resistance here. We've rejected that resistance now. So we could see, you know, double rejection here as well. 30-minute break of structure, 1 hour bearish. So this retest here, if we kind of see, you know. Gold flipping might close above on 5. You know, we do have the 30 close bullish here. You know, it could be an option for me to try it on the 5. I'm just not sure. I would have preferred a 15. I do like a liquidity grab here, but now my stop is a little bit bigger here. 50 pips. 50 pips. I want to see on broker if this closed with a... Oh, never mind. It's too late now. There's your volume, but I had to zoom in on broker to see if I had a bottom wick or not, because it looked like I didn't have a bottom wick here. But when you zoom in, there was a bottom wick. But did this close above on broker? I mean, yeah. Wow. That's like a super on the border close there. But then you have to go break of this high. You can't go break of this high because you need to break the 30-minute high. So if you're going break of this high, you're not being paid that much actually. You're not being paid that much. Spread's a bit higher today, I'm noticing though. Spread's a bit higher today. That's why I gave a little bit of gap for me. How much is yours guys spreads on other brokers? I'm interested. My spread today on gold, these are my spreads across the board. Nasdaq is quite nice. I'm like 1.5 pips. Yeah, NQ coming for the retest. Yeah, this is why I gave a bit of the gap. And it saved me. We can see, if you zoom in, I'm pretty zoomed in, you can see this gap here. So whenever you have a gap like this in spreads, guys, this is only 1.2, 1.5 pips. When you zoom out normally, it's not going to look like much. But if you're going to have an order there, especially on a sell order, it doesn't matter. But on a buy order, if you don't account for this, you see it, how it's there, you're going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered. So even if it breaks the high, if you don't account for it, you're going to be triggered. But if you look at the spreads in the big picture, like if you were just trading a 30-minute, they're not big spreads, but you need to notice the small details, right? The small details is what matters. All right, so we're getting a retest here. Let's see if we create resistance now, or is this going to fake out? We have 6 minutes for the 15-minute time frame. We're going to see if there's going to be a fake out. Maybe we can start to trade that. Gold, again, idea playing out here just made it tough for me to grab an entry. The only other way I see enter is to go off that 30-minute high. It's not bad, 50 pips. I would say you get a 1-to-1. What is that, 53 pips? Yeah, you get a 1-to-1 at the highs here. But that's just your 1-to-1. So you have to rely on it actually reaching all the way to the highs, not just here. So this whole thing could fail around here, you know, which obviously we don't want. We don't want that. Can you explain your strategy quickly? My strategy is price action, looking for price to have liquidity before moving. That's like a really important part of my strategy. Understanding what buyers and sellers are doing and having directional bias on telling a story of the market, and not some, you know, Tinkerbell story, but exactly what's happened. Where has price been from yesterday to today? What have we done in the market? A process, you know, what zones have we come to? DAX open here. Pretty crazy. Four minutes for this 5. I want to see if this 5 closes bearish. Where did you learn from in your starting days? YouTube. But in my starting days, I learned every strategy. That's the problem. I was looking at smart money concepts, a lot of smart money concepts when I started. That was the most. And then I went supply demand, then I went into volume profile, then all of these stuff. So I covered a lot of different things. That was like one of my biggest problems is I never stuck to one thing, right? I kept changing. Did you cover ICT too? No, I actually never watched ICT, but I'm sure some of the smart money concepts came from that era for sure. Look at this retracement here on gold. 2 minutes for this 15 to close. Would be nice if I could just send this 15-minute, but it's very hard because look at the stop loss size. It's not going to give me 1-to-1 unless today I expect new highs. But can I expect new highs with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullish 1 hour candles and then the one, bam, that's where I'm trying. Did you try trade penny stop? No, I tried trade options. But premium risk, they had something in options you call premium. This was so annoying. So annoying. So we have a slight problem here, and the slight problem is that this 5-minute candle close is going to be the 15 candle close. That actually changes up things a bit here. That makes it a little bit complicated. Because now I'm going to be selling against a very strong bullish 15-minute candle here. Maybe it's best to wait for a change of structure and we continue trend a bit here. Start to break out of this zone here. Actually edge up a little bit higher. So yeah.
Yeah, because we're not at higher time frames, resistance.
Yeah. Actually, I want to see how it looks on futures. Yeah, this is the reason the sells make sense, because we're at that previous 4 hour, even on futures. Oof, look at gold, guys. Look at gold. So even if you entered impulsively, it's just not giving you the profit. I mean, hopefully you made a decision to go to break even. Would I have gone break even in this position? Yeah, as this 1 minute structure was broken, yes. But honestly, my main break even zone would have been up here. But look at that, man. Absolute no top wick as well. Sometimes that's very hard to go break even on no top wick because you expect it to flip. Only gave you 20 pips here. and stop loss was 50. So not even 50% to TP. Very difficult. CPI stream, we'll see. I'll be doing a CPI update in the group because I need to see where the market is right before CPI, but I prefer to trade after news. It's a lot better. Trading news is mainly a gamble. Like, it's always going to be a gamble. I would be near stop loss on the NAS. Yeah, but luckily that's the whole reason we wait for top wicks. Like, this is what a good concept I want you guys to learn here today. The reason we wait for top wicks is it proves to us it's grabbing liquidity. Like, ideally, if a top wick was made first, it would never have to come back up again, because it would say buyers came into control, they failed, and now price is continuing down. So you wouldn't expect it to reject and come up. If it does, then you're just wrong that day. Trading is not 100%. We try to be, you know, as accurate as possible, but we would just be wrong. So the fact that we didn't go up first, right? The fact that we didn't go up first is the reason probably why we went down, grabbed the liquidity to go up, you know. Can we see you streaming regularly, or it will go on like this? I've streamed 1,000 streams every single day, and recently I've changed it up a bit and I'm streaming on YouTube on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Reason being is I'm wanting to concentrate a little bit on what we do in the community and you know, focus a bit on pushing that. So in terms of the level of traders in there, not in terms of pushing the group was actually closed forever. So I trade still every single day. I just do it in my community. That's the only difference. Actually, I was seeing guys Asian session. I was reading through Asian session. It was looking very good today. After we broke out here, obviously. It was boring in the beginning. Nice to see you guys jumping on Zoom. Setup 3. See, this is very important. Look, notice where he keeps his stop loss, yeah? Look at where the stop loss, not tight Asian stop loss. You want to give yourself a bit of room in Asian stop loss. Look, this is the position he took. Here. Look at where stop loss was kept. Below these lows here. Just in case price wanted to retest down here. And with volume, Asian has good volume. It gives you a 1-to-1 easily. Easily. Right? Took 5-minute retest. Nice. Yeah, that whole sequence of trades made sense, because this is what we want to see, right? Nice consolidation first, then we start to leave. And we didn't move massively. Wasn't like silly candles. We had 2 good candles. Cool. Volume happened. Now we consolidated, which is exactly what you want to see. Then we got a big candle here. Nothing broke the high. We liquidity grab. Then it's time to go. Right? If you look at 5, good structure form. Exactly what you want to see. Then we just look what we continued. We continued this bullish price action. You see that? That's what we want to see. So we come to London today. The issue with London is that it's not that we don't have setups. The problem is that is the market going to push more than 300 pips today? If it wants to, easy money here. We just buy on this pullback. But at the moment, it's just a little bit struggling. No bottom wick on this candle. See what DAX is doing. NASDAQ here. Close back in the range. Now we're trying to struggle a bit. I wonder if it is going to continue up here. It's hard with that close back in the range. Why is this message not pinned? There we go. So yeah, if you guys want some CPI updates, I put it there in, there's some in the stream, you know. Is NASDAQ break of high on 15 not valid? It's valid, but at the end of the day, you're trading expecting it to break a 4-hour. So what confidence do I have today expecting it to break a 4-hour? Like, you, in this type of idea, you can't go break even. Because your break even is too close. It's not going to be worth taking the trade at that point. Because if you take the trade and you just go break even here, bam, 14 points only, and it comes retest here and you got stop break even, then it sucks. Like, you're not, there was no idea there. So you need to kind of let the idea trust the idea. And it's hard to trust the idea when you have the 1 hour actually showing you rejection from the 4-hour. It's not like we had a previous 1 hour closing above or anything, you know. Anyways, how's you guys trading been? Since we show up Tuesday, Thursday, I want to know in chat how you guys trading have been. Let me know. I'm interested to know. NQ is bearish now. I think we have another leg down. Yeah, very possible. Very possible. I'm interested to know. So we might have 2 5-minute candles closing bearish. 1 minute is consolidating here at the moment. You trading NFP? NFP won't be till next month, bro. It's the first Friday of every month, NFP. Wonder if we get a 1 minute candle close below. Maybe I go aggressively with the idea of the 30-minute flipping here. If a 1 minute candle closes below.
Sorry, I'd like to set a 5 sell here. Cause I didn't see that 30-minute resistance.
Yeah, yeah. I've been good. 7% profit yesterday, up 3.2%. Nice.
What do you think about it, though?
You know, I've been trading consistently. It's been good recently. NY has been a bit slow, though. Very choppy with Trump. You know, he has a lot of tweets recently. A lot of tweets Trump has. So it's been a bit choppy. Otherwise, London has been pretty good setups. I wonder. I'm just struggling to go counter rejection of this 4. It's just too hard for me at the moment. I don't think I can do it. I think I have to stick to the sells. It's just too much at this 30-minute here. We have the 30. We are heavily rejecting the 4-hour here. I'd rather take a sell if this can close stronger bearish. What if we get an S3 in the range and then 30 close back inside the range? I mean, we're right at 30 resistance. You know? Like, what are we going to do at 30 resistance? Rejecting a 4-hour, 1 hour, rejecting a previous 1 hour heavy rejection zone. Like, I don't see the catalyst. You know? It's super hard, you know? to trust it, for example. Like right now, okay, let's say you get triggered break of 15 high. As soon as we reach here and it rejects, it's game over. And then you're stuck. No DAX today. DAX, I have it on my other monitor, but it's just struggling a bit. Struggling. Anyways, if you guys enjoying the value, please leave a like on the stream. You know the drill. To get up to 100 likes. If not, you are good. That's what I'm going to say. Good. All right, so I almost got triggered for buys last night during the Trump news. Man, that feeling when you canceled the order last second, bro, saved you. Saved you. I wonder if this breaks out, though. We have good 5-minute structure, a 5-minute close above here. Depends how close we close to this 5-minute, but we could get a little sneaky breakout here on DAX. Actually, I want a line there because we need to be accurate. And then try push through this, especially if it closes with a 15. I don't think it will happen in 2 minutes, but we never know. So Nas now fighting with this 4-hour here. So let's see if Nas wants to leave the 4-hour. I wouldn't mind just a clean setup 1 actually, to prove to me we're above everything. But if it keeps fighting this 4-hour, it's like 50-50. DAX tried just a few seconds ago, is trying to get above. So London hasn't opened yet? Yeah, it opened about 30 minutes ago, yes. Look, this is what I told you about, right? This is the exact scenario that I told you. You tap the 4-hour, now you're forced to go break even because otherwise you're breaking a rule, right? Which is buying into resistance. So unless today we're 100% sure we're going up, not 100, there's no 100, my bad, but like we are very convicted we're going up, here you're pressured because now what do? You just hold this drawdown and say, we're going to break this 4-hour. You don't know yet. Until something closes above, you don't know. And now you're stuck in this drawdown and you're like, Man, I don't know. And that situation of I don't know always leads to bad habits. Whenever you don't know in the market, you start to FOMO the next trade because you got confused. You start to drag your stop loss can happen. You start to get annoyed and you tell the chart, who's done this before? You start telling the chart, I promise. If you just come back to break even, I'll get out. I should have gone break even at this 4 hour. I'm sorry. Please just give me one more chance. The next time it comes back to break even, I'm going to get out. And guess what? It comes back to break even and now you start to trust the trade again. You start to trust the trade again and you're like, you know what, maybe it can push a little bit more. I'll get a little bit profit today. Bam, you're back in drawdown again. Because you're confused. You're confused. There's no clear plan. And that's the difference between having a system that you follow and trading based on no system, just assumption. Of course, we assume that price has to do it, but it's backed by data. Right? So we never want to put ourselves in an uncomfortable situation that then does what, guys? I want you to look at the long-lasting effects. This is something that no trader online speaks about because this is done from experience. I have seen hundreds of traders. We've been able to generate payouts worth of 157K verified. No one verifies this stuff. But the way we've done that is because I had to see every single one of those individual traders go through some form of what I'm explaining to you right now. Right? That's how I can make free content like this that I talk about. I failed every prop firm challenge until one rule changed everything. That one rule has helped all those people. If you haven't watched this, watch this. Because this is what's going to help you to also get this. This costs $0. If you're not taking advantage of stuff like this, then you're wasting your time. Because I'm basing this data off of real experiences, not my opinions. I'm basing it off experiences. So if you look at the experience here, the number one thing that differentiates is when you have a system, if you put yourself, right? If you put yourself in the situation where you took a position and now you're uncomfortable, you have to go through a world of emotions. You are one step closer to failing your challenge. You're one step further away from passing your challenge. You're drawdown on your account. That emotion is going to then last in yourself. And on the next trade, you're not going to take it with confidence. You're going to hesitate, or you're going to do the opposite and FOMO. And that's all done from one bad decision of simply not following a structure or strategy. Right? Because see, now you're edging in on stop loss here. You're thinking to yourself, should I have really done this? And that emotion is going to carry over for the rest of the day and into your next trade. And the most annoying is when you even had a chance to get to break even. It sucks. You know, bam, stop loss taken. Right? So these fundamentals of what I was mentioning, right, is super important. A lot of people are asking me, is it not valid? Here, Ahmed was asking me if it's not valid to take a buyback in the range, and now he's asking me about gold, not concentrating. Completely other world. And this was his question. Look, stop you out now, what? Come back in the range? This is like ultimate rage bait. You guys know how painful this type of market is. First time here and your explanations are top notch. Thank you, brother.
Yo, Harry.
Yo, man.
Yo, man. How'd you know to fade that set of 5, bro?
Because there's 4-hour support there, man. It's not rocket science, right? We're at huge 4-hour support previous. We're at 1-hour rejection zone, and we've rejected it. Price showed me it rejected it. So I'm not going to buy into a rejection until we
No,
get
the
above
sell.
it.
Set
You
of
know?
5 sell.
You know?
I was talking about the set of 5 sell on nasdaq.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's playing out, bro. But it had to stop me. It almost like cooked my whole challenge.
There's no setups on Nasdaq right now, man.
No, earlier at
There's no
3:15.
What, this?
Oh no. 3:15. Yeah. No, the right onto the right.
There's no setup. There's no setup
Yeah,
after that.
Right where your cursor just was.
This?
Yes.
That's not a setup. That's not a setup yet. Why? Because there's no change of structure. So you say setup 5, but where's the change of structure? It's just one 5-minute candle closing bearish there, and a 15-minute candle closing back inside the range. So you're fighting that. So if you're gonna fight that, you need more confirmation in order to, you know, in order to get there. You see what
There's
I'm saying?
change of structure on the 1 minute.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not enough right now, you know?
I was just wondering how you knew not to take that.
That's why, because there's no change of structure on the 5, you know? Gabriel, how you able to stay awake 3 sessions? Yeah, man is grinding. You should sleep, bro.
I know.
Sleep. Show up for NY or Power Hour. Bro, how does your group and mentorship application work? Is it more expensive? Actually, no, it's not more expensive. If you just joining the group, it's actually became more affordable, and the investment that you have to make is cheaper than before. Instead of you being able to access it, I want to filter and make sure we have high quality and just get to know people. So you'll see the application form, how it looks, and also be able to give you guys the best option. You fill it out, it asks some basic questions like where are you in your trading, your biggest struggles, so that when you join the group, we can help you to get to, you know, the right content. Like if you're someone who's looking for a prop firm payout, then it's a little bit different, right? Once you fill the application, then you wait for me to review it. Every day I set like an hour to review it. I have a little Discord channel that pops your application. I quickly read through it, and then I press approve or not, and then you'll get an email, and then that email will give you the option to join the group. The only difference now is that yes, it has become cheaper, but the investment has to be made for 3 months because we don't want people flaking, meaning they just come, waste everyone's time for a month and leave. We're looking for quality team members, and we want people to have results. That's the only difference, man. You know, something more serious, something that's actually going to get you towards your goal, that's well structured, that has a system. Not just some random group that anyone can press a button and join when they want. And then if people don't want to join the group, in the application form, there's also an option to work directly with me, but that's subject to availability. But we also added that all in one form. So we've started to range here, right? You see how we're starting to range? Gold also starting to range. It's not giving us clarity of direction here. So whenever the market starts to do that, don't try anticipate, wait. I'm going to repeat that. Whenever the market goes sideways, don't anticipate, wait. Really, I'm telling you, that sentence, you need to maybe print it and put it on your wall. Why? Please listen, guys. This is pure gold. When the market ranges, most people anticipate, meaning what? They want to see the market break one side or the other. So you're anticipating a breakout and you start to plot. When you plot on a breakout, if you don't get the chance to enter, it leads to frustration. If you plot wrong, you're going to lose. So instead of anticipating and leading to frustration, because if we range for 2 hours and you're anticipating a breakout and it doesn't happen, you're just going, your mind is going nuts. So instead of anticipating, you just wait. And once the market shows its hand, you play your cards. Simple as that. And with that, you can actually, bam, you can make something that's like, okay, this is going to be really cool. So whenever I see market sideways, I just wait and I'm like, okay, let me see what it shows its hand. 3 minutes for this 15 to close. Maybe market will show its hand towards the downside. I can continue my sells I had planned for. Break of this low. If we tap here, reject, I get out. If in 3 minutes it ends up here, I guess too bad for me. Because the last thing I want to do is get stuck in this range. Every time we have broke this low, went higher, broke this low, went higher. If we break this low and go higher again and I sell impulsively, it's a bit rough situation for me. So if this now flips, it's rough, but we don't know yet. Anything outside of that is what we call randomness in a strategy. So whenever you have a strategy and plan, if there's something that is not following your plan or giving you a way to trade it, then we just call it randomness. There was a fair value gap, so market probably went up to fill that fair value gap. I'm a man, I don't really interested in any gaps being filled, if that's okay. I'm not going to be judgmental. We're all human and I respect humans, but just saying. Maybe DAX, man, maybe DAX. I might have a quick gander at DAX sells here. Nasdaq I think is a bit deep, but maybe I try DAX here. Let's see how this closes here. 38. Let's see. Oh no, you're just dumping, bro. We're just dumping. 46 now. About to tap this 1 minute zone. No 1 minute structure. Let's see what Nas is doing. Yeah, you don't have room to this one here. I think there's only one option, guys, and the option right now is to Nas seems like NQ. Yeah, same, just a different name. And the one option is to full send CPI. that's the option. So today's CPI day, market is acting a bit iffy at the moment. Remember, trade after CPI is going to be your best. That's going to be the best after CPI. But I think, right? I think the best at the moment now is going to be to full send CPI trading today. So we're going to see CPI trading. After CPI, guys, the market will generally get better. It's normally how it works. So if you just want to stay out of all of it, stay out of all of it. Personally, me, I'm going to be trading today after CPI. We have a small window, 30-minute window, but it could be exciting window. And then after he finishes speeches, we could trade again. That's kind of the schedule I'm looking. I am actually going to try to trade CPI. I will update you guys in the Telegram. And I will put on my Instagram story what the hell happens. I'm actually going to try today, and I'm saying it now. I'm going to try send a live funded account on CPI. Today we're going big or going home. So live funded account on CPI. We're going to risk one of my accounts. And yeah, it's a bit of fun. I'm happy to risk it. But afterwards, I'm going to be trading serious setups only. But I kind of have a conviction about today's CPI news. So we're going to see. Anyways, much love, guys. Take care. Thank you so much for showing up to stream. As always, pleasure to have you guys here. Take care. And hopefully catch you guys very, very soon, okay? See you on Thursday. And I'll update on my Instagram and stuff like that about anything. So cheers. Take care. Speak to you guys hopefully soon. Peace. Cheers.